Here's where I am currently on the Moogle polystyrene drawing project. I recall working on it during the past few hours, primarily. Using these 4 Sharpie markers on today's work on the project, including this leaky ultrafine Sharpie marker, that I use a big-ish square of paper towel to get the leakage so that the marker doesn't bleed too much when I use it to draw. Or to color an outline section. This is sushi that Mom got for me. Last night. Yesterday. So that I could have it as a lunch during my $15-minute break while working at Wegmans today. I recall working at Wegmans today. From 9:30 in the morning to 3 p.m. I took my 15-minute break the one and only 15-minute break for today at 2:30 p.m. This seems to be just a big piece of king salmon sushi shami. It tastes good, though to be honest, I'm more accustomed to the standard rolls. And when it comes to sushi, during my 15-minute break, in the break room, I was given seconds of the loaded fries that started being served. In the break room. Around noonish, I would say, maybe a bit before that. 11:45 in the morning at the earliest. Around 2:30 p.m., I had seconds of what I had around 12:30 p.m. in which I tried to take at most 5-ish minutes to get a plate of loaded fries, served to me, and then eat it. And then to wash my hands, since I got nacho cheese or some kind of cheese on them. And from eating the first serving of the loaded fries I had at 12:30 p.m. Not so much for the second serving. I had around 2:30 p.m. And not as much of a mess on my hands. The picture of the loaded fries during the photo part, was of my first serving. And my second serving ended up being exactly like the first serving. Except for the second serving, I recall being given more fries than for my first serving. Though going to get a plate of loaded fries the first time was, in a way, kind of taking an extra break. Hence why I try to keep it to 5 minutes max, both for being served and eating what I was served. from here on out, I'll try not to do that for special events, like special events in the break room, such as today's. Instead, maybe taking my official break earlier than I've been used to. Which these days I take my first if it's my only break. Essentially, I take my last break at the last half hour of my shift each day. And so that by the time the last break is over, my shift is essentially over. Also, I recall sometime around 11:30 noon, and thankfully finding out that that old thermos had been found. Apparently, from what I recall, it was on some kind of white cooler. That means it wasn't taken. I must have somehow misplaced it. I'm not sure how, though. This was after sipping at a paper cup provided by the break room full of coffee. Roughly from 9:30 in the morning to about 11 in the morning. And then after I finished the coffee, I filled it with that same paper cup with cooler water. If I recall, after the impromptu break I took, because I wanted to participate in the special event today. And also, this was meant to be initially as a sort of lunch during my 15-minute break at work, but ultimately I decided at the last second to instead essentially ask if I could get seconds, and I was given seconds of the loaded fries and I had that for lunch instead. I recall finding the old thermos at the desk area of the produce holding area. And after I was told by a coworker about how it was found, what I said not too long ago, I put it in the communal break room refrigerator. At this point, just in case, I just want to use the provided paper cups to hold liquids. I recall being woken up by a 7:30 in the morning alarm I set on my laptop using a third-party website, and then around 7:45 in the morning, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that Dad prepared for me, with my first cup of plain coffee. And then after that, I had about 2 more cups of plain coffee, another full cup, and then after that, a cup that I believe was just a fifth to a quarter of a cup. And I finished that last partial cup around the time Mom came to pick me up from Dad's place and take me to the Wegmans I work at. Around 8:45 in the morning. During in the time between me after I had breakfast and before Mom came to take me to where I work, I reviewed the video and audio of the Anatolia Mediterranean restaurant video before deleting both the U-Cut video project and the raw video files that were used in that U-Cut video project.